3, 2, 1. Why are you Christian? What? What's wrong with you?
I had my one-word impression, but I'm changing it, and we'll get there. Don't worry about it.
Ooh, Christian prepared.
We've had literally 2-3 weeks to prepare for this. Some of us got sick.
Are we doing bold predictions?
Yes, bold prediction for Oppenheimer. Welcome to Was It Good, the podcast that reviews movies and TV shows. Today, we're talking Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. I'm Ravi, joined by my two brothers,
Arjuna,
Krishna,
and our producer,
Michael.
and we are
Was It Good?
Boom! Pew, 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 pew.
Even though we haven't been doing these in a while, and I have missed discussing movies and TV shows with you all, I have not missed that.
And we are Was It Good?
Exactly.
You have not missed that. Okay.
No.
So that's our cue, Arjuna and Michael, to keep doing it.
That's I think so. I only do it to annoy Ravi at this point.
That's why you do it?
Yeah.
Do you do
Yeah.
it? Do you do it because you know that when it comes to when I have to go back and I cut the pod, and because you're all saying it at the same time, I usually just leave it on one of you. I don't do everybody because
You didn't do a triple box?
I could, I guess,
should.
but that
You
feels
should-
like a
you
lot
should
of
build
work.
it in.
Like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, you should do a triple box. You should do a 4-box because we want your reaction to where you're just like,
Kill me.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah,
don't
it should
you
just be
join
the
us?
ISOs.
Why? Because it's a really
it's the same reason he hasn't watched Mad Max or Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
was that
He's a hipster.
Exactly. No, it's an irrational fear that I have that the one time I would attempt to do it, you all wouldn't do it.
That did happen.
I think
That did happen
kind of happened once.
30,
yeah.
40 episodes ago. You did do it, and no one else did. And since then, you just
Yeah,
refused to do
it's it really kind of hurt my my confidence.
I see.
So
Well,
I did
let's
do it
all
more.
do it just to see if we can build your confidence.
Let's
On
not.
the count of three.
Nope.
One,
let's get into the pod.
2, 3.
And we are Was It Good?
Christian didn't do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Come on.
Because we did it already.
Yes, now it's not natural.
Why are
We
we doing
are
it again?
Was It Good?
Now we're
We are Was It Good?
Oh my God! Stop.
We are Was It Good?
We are Was It Good?
Was it We Are Good?
We are burning tape.
There's no tape.
There is.
Infinite
I thought we
recording.
were trying to go for like the Oppenheimer
We are-
3-hour runtime.
Well,
for
no.
the
Just
podcast,
like Christopher Nolan, we're shooting this on 70mm film.
too. Wow.
Yeah, we have the money and the capabilities to get it processed and
The patience.
get it converted, and then all that.
Are we going to make a real bomb too?
Yeah. It's called farts.
All right, let's all synchronize.
Oh.
Oh my goodness! It's like you're powering up to fart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of farts, actually, movie is a 3-hour runtime. Did anyone have to leave the theater when?
No.
Yeah. That was actually
No.
one of my other irrational fears so many irrational fears, that because the movie was so long, I was like, oh, I'm going to have to go to the bathroom at some point. And strangely enough, the movie was compelling enough to make me sit my butt in that seat the entire 3-hour period.
Hold it.
That is shocking.
The first hour, I played this game of should I go, shouldn't I go, should I go, shouldn't. And then eventually, I think my body just reabsorbs it. And then there's no need.
It reabsorbs it.
Yeah. Or
Your
the chair
natural-
absorbs it. I don't know. One of the two.
I was sitting next to you when you saw it, so a little horrifying.
Was there a funky smell, Juno?
There was.
That you thought it was BO, but it was actually P.
I just always every time I'm with Ravi, there's always a funky smell. So I just thought it was his natural.
Wow.
Yeah, what is
odor.
it, curry?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Maybe that's your upper lip.
Jesus Christ. You could tell we haven't done this in a couple weeks.
How can you tell? Because we're not really talking about the subject matter here.
We're character building. We're Oppenheimering it.
yeah,
We're setting the mood.
Exactly.
well, actually, we're trying to hit 70 minutes for.
Oh, I thought we were trying to hit
runtime.
3 hours. 180
Fuck
minutes.
no.
Okay, now let's do the black and white section of the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Truman has to know.
Truman. Did when watching the film, when did you all realize with the black and white actually? When did you realize the purpose of that in the film?
That it was between Oppenheimer's point of view and his not point of view.
Correct. Very good, Arjuna. No, but like, I guess like, when did you kind of realize that the film is about two individuals and not just Oppenheimer? Or
I
did you
think
not realize that?
Pretty early.
I think that came. Yeah, you realize that pretty early.
Just now.
What confused me about that was why the choice of black and white for Robert Downey Jr.'s character.
Oh, I thought
I
I thought
didn't
it was
quite understand.
I thought it was for this character, right? Like he was very much. I view everything as two prisms, right? Like the example, the thing that really sets him off is he felt like Oppenheimer turned Einstein against him, right? So he really just viewed it as like that was the only thing that could be why Einstein was like a dick to me, right? So that I guess that's how I viewed it in terms of like he was very much it's one way or the other way. There wasn't like a gray or the middle versus Oppenheimer had this beautiful mind and like could see
And he saw in color.
It'd be kind of funny if it's like documented that Robert Downey's character like is colorblind and that's the reason. So like, you know.
Well, but even if you're colorblind though, you don't see in black and white. You see your reds and your blues are incorrect. And
Depends on how colorblind you are.
I guess that's true.
I mean, but I hear a lot of colors are gray to people, or like they come across as grayish.
Grayish as opposed to like the actual color they are. That
But
makes
yeah,
sense.
you're right. It's not a black and white thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's that bad off. But
hard to say.
The thing was weird to me was Einstein cool with Strauss up to that point? Was like, because I got the impression that he was like, oh yeah, my buddy Einstein, and then all of a sudden there was a switch. But it sounds like Einstein just never liked him.
No, I mean specifically in the scene that we're talking about is when Strauss is showing Oppenheimer the school, and he, motions over, shows over Einstein's by the lake, and Oppenheimer goes and talks to Einstein, and Einstein turns and walks past Strauss. Einstein was all depressed and sad based on what he had said to Oppenheimer, which was the realization that society and the world and historians will hate us for what we do.
Or like he I think the line was like he's like, the thing I came to talk to you about all those years ago was there was that finite possibility that we would destroy the world. And he's like, I fear we did. Right. With the realization of like, because we've created this bomb, this will just end. This is the end of the world. Mm-hmm. And I think that depressed Einstein.
That's a sad
He
thing
was
to
just
think.
like locked in, and he ignored. And so Strauss took that as like, this guy hates me.
Yeah.
Even though he's just kind of locked in his own thoughts and is like sad.
So Strauss was the first snowflake.
Wow.
No, I mean,
hence
I'm
the
somewhat
black and white.
joking, but I'm somewhat serious. Where it was very much because somebody didn't smile at me. Yeah. I'm going to basically make this evil plan.
Right.
They did a great job of showing Strauss's egocentricity.
Right.
Like he is very like, it's all about me, and he couldn't just get out of that headspace.
Yeah.
Like everything revolved around him, and he's like, everyone's slighting me. It's all about whatever. So they did a great job with that. Robert Downey Jr., the whole thing. So
You mean Iron Man?
Iron Man, yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is Iron Man's future, right? I mean, it kind of makes sense.
This is the What If. This
Yeah.
is actually all a big promo for Marvel's season 2 of What If.
Oh, nice.
Because they were like, what if Tony didn't die at the end of Endgame? And this is what would have happened.
Gotcha.
I can kind of see Strauss being sort of the Howard Stark, right? I don't know if the timeline matches up, but like Howard Stark was the big weapons manufacturer for the United States government. So
Sure. Yeah.
Some parallels there, maybe.
Science,
bitch.
It's what's for dinner.
What's for dinner, science? Oh boy. Well, real quick though, we can safely say Einstein was wrong. We haven't destroyed the world yet. So
well, it's all interpretation.
Joke's on him.
Wait, do you feel like the world's not destroyed right now?
I mean, I'm still kicking and living in it and making a podcast about a movie about
Got to count your
potentially
blessings.
destroying the world.
Count your blessings.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
true.
I feel like that's hashtag blast right there. Yeah, exactly. Oh boy. Yeah, Larryman's questioning why he's involved in this pod right now. Like, look at his face. His face. Is
It only
like, "The fuck?"
took 273 episodes for him to get there.
only.
Only.
Let's bring it back to our usual format. Let's get into one word impressions. Christian, you actually prepared for once in your life.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make us laugh with your one-word impression.
So my one-word impression was, I changed it last second, right before we started the pod. It was going to be behavior, because my IMAX theater, was completely full. I was in the third row, and both rows in front of me were completely full. So every seat was taken, and it was the most well-behaved theater experience I've ever been a part of. Like,
Wow.
there were no. I mean, I was in the third row, so I guess the further back you go, the more people can ruin your experience because they're in front of you. But I'm gonna change it to boom, because that's
Boom.
Arjuna said boom right before the bus. I'm like, that's gonna be my one-word
Man,
impression.
that was going to be my one-word impression.
Was
Wait,
it? Well, I stole it.
You've stolen it.
Wait, are you saying boom though? Because like, remember that news reporter, the young guy? Boom goes the dynamite.
Oh, yeah. The
Yeah,
No,
that's
that's
what I
not the
was thinking of.
reason.
And
That's not the reason.
boom
I'm
goes
just
the dynamite.
it's gonna be boom because I was in the third row of this giant IMAX screen, and you got the whole experience. Like, and I saw a really funny TikTok of people who had to sit in like the first two rows. Like when the bomb goes off in the movie, it was like they'd be like thrown back in the theater because why would they sit that close to this crazy experience?
Did you see there was
It
somebody
was
that,
awesome,
that
though.
cut like them, like they had like footage of them in the theater and the bomb going off, and then it would cut to that infamous scene in Terminator 2 where Sarah Connor is standing by the fence and then the bomb goes off. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
turn
Yeah,
into a
fainted,
skeleton.
yeah.
Yeah, basically that. It's like
That's a good
yeah.
one.
Yeah. So I mean, it was great. It was great. That's the closest. The third row is the closest I've ever sat to the front in a movie, and and for this you got the full effect. I think that Nolan was going for. So boom.
Boom.
So now that our Christian stole your one-word impression, Juno, do you have a backup?
I do.
Oh well, I'm gonna go next in case I can. Hopefully, I can steal.
That would
your
be
backup.
actually hilarious if you also stole my.
Sunshine.
No, that wasn't it.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one though.
Oh, interesting.
I went with Sunshine because this is not the first time Cillian Murphy Cillian Murphy has witnessed an explosion as powerful as the sun or close to the power of the sun or whatever. I'm not a physicist. The first one obviously being Sunshine. Where
And the second one being The Dark Knight Rises.
Exactly. But in Sunshine, he straps himself to a bunch of nukes that they used to restart the sun. So it's kind of funny to see the prequel, if you will, to Sunshine.
I forgot about Sunshine. That's a great movie.
Oh,
He
it's
was
such a
also
good movie.
the character who basically built it and knew how to set it
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Yep. Essentially, he's in that movie. He's playing like a Oppenheimer type.
He's a bomb man.
Yeah. He's gonna be forever typecast now as the bomb.
Cillian Murphy's home actually has like a bunch of replicas of different
God.
bombs.
That would
He's
be
like a little
horrifying.
bomb museum.
They're not replicas.
Yeah.
That seems dangerous. Does this look dangerous?
Boom.
That's why Christopher Nolan casted him. Have you seen like all the funny like memes and stuff of like Christopher Nolan, going all out, like no CGI, it's all practical effects. So he's like someone was like, we're gonna fly to Japan to recreate the Hiroshima bomb.
Oh, God.
Hiroshima bomb, sorry. Like just ridiculous, like, next level. So it's like if Cillian Murphy does have not replicas but real bombs in his home, that would be a selling point to Nolan. In this
so
joke.
why?
Yeah, in
Do you
this
guys
joke.
remember the line from the Secretary of War played by James Renner, who's Dexter's adopted dad?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, we won't. He's like, we're not going to bomb Kyoto. He's like,
My
my
wife
wife and
and
I
I-
went there.
yeah.
Apparently that line was ad-libbed.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that line was so interesting because the theater laughed, and I was just like, "Oh, this is so
It's depressing.
It's very
it's
depressing.
depressing."
Yeah.
Part of it too, because we've been to Kyoto,
Yeah.
and
Beautiful place.
it was a beautiful place, yeah. But like, I don't know, it's just weird because it's such a dark reality. We're not going to bomb this place and kill millions of people. We're going to bomb this other place, and I understand why people laughed. The delivery was fantastic, but still like a little bit like, oh, this is awkward.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like these huge implications, right, on history and everything, just off the whims of like
A
one
vacation
individual
or
on
a
vacation.
honeymoon. A honeymoon.
Yeah, and it's just like it's nuts. It's insane.
Yeah.
Big time.
Crazy.
Well, good job, Christian. You depressed everybody.
My one word is depressed. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember after
Well,
the movie, I was
teed
like,
you up.
what'd you think? And you were like, that was heavy.
It was.
Yeah,
It was
was.
super heavy. Like,
The end, it was like a little surreal, like a full theater. And at the end, like, you know how like you have those really dumb people who clap at the end of every
Yeah.
movie, and you're just like, please shut the fuck up. And like one person tried to clap, but like quickly stopped because everyone was just like murmuring and like, wow, I didn't know so much. You know, it was like a very like a reverent
right.
sort of silence at the end of the movie, which is pretty apt.
Actually, you hit the nail on the head though with I didn't know so much about the history, and in talking with like various people, friends, family, whatever, it is a little concerning how people don't know their history about this tragedy and like what happened. And I have my issues with Christopher Nolan based on what he said and did during COVID, whatever. I am kind of glad he made this movie because it is giving history. Like, people need to know this history. Yeah. But it's also concerning that, like, people just, like, are we not teaching this in school? Like, what?
Not to the depth. Not to the same
What's
depth.
happening here?
Like,
but
yeah.
but like a lot of people, when you're like, oh, they know that America had an atomic weapon. They know that. But they don't know that it was used. They don't know where it was used. And they definitely don't know it was used twice.
What?
No, people do know that.
That's insane.
No, there are definitely people that did
I'm
not
sure.
know that.
I'm sure there are people who know that, but I would be willing to. I would be willing to bet most people
Would you eat
know
your hat if
about
you're wrong?
Hiroshima and. Well, there's no way to quantify. Right? I don't know how we would prove it.
I mean, the
probably.
only way I could potentially see us proving this is if we went
Did a
to
poll.
every school district in America.
Well, that's different. Yeah.
And sat down and looked at the curriculum and saw, like, are they actually teaching that in schools? And
Well,
I would
it
bet in
goes
some
beyond-
regions of America it's not being
It
done.
goes beyond teaching, right? It's like,
Yeah.
is it retained information in an individual?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And how emphasized is it?
Right.
We all saw in Dial of Destiny how interested the kids of even just the 70s, 60s were in old-timey stuff.
Sure. But in that particular scene, Dial Destiny, I would say it's a little different because they were witnessing, was it people landing on the moon?
Yeah, it was a moon landing.
It was a moon landing, which I understand that at that time would be like, what the fuck?
Right. It was like the greatest fictional film that had ever come out at that point.
Wow.
And you say I'm crazy for my fake
I just
dinosaur
wanted to
theories.
see how you guys would react. I don't believe. I don't
We
believe
have
the moon
another
landing was fake. I don't
conspiracy
believe the moon
theorist.
landing was fake.
Hey, welcome to the team.
I'm not. No, Mr. Dinosaurs aren't real.
Hey,
Wait. Junior, did you just say you don't believe in the moon landing?
No, I said I do believe the moon landing happened.
Oh.
you do believe that it didn't happen?
It did happen.
did not.
All right.
Whether it was
Against the
staged
flag.
or not.
Why is the flag moving if they're on the moon and there's no
Why are
wind?
the shadows pointing in the wrong direction?
Yeah, the
of
shadows.
sun?
The shadows are, Judah. The shadows.
Where are the stars?
Where are the stars?
Yes.
Come on,
Yes.
Judah. What the hell?
Prove it, Juno. Come on, prove us wrong.
In 2024, we can all probably safely eat our words about the moon landing because NASA has greenlit another moon trip.
mission. Yeah.
Who are they getting to direct it this time now that Kubrick's dead?
Christopher Nolan, because he only uses practical effects. So he'll make it
Oppenheimer
look
was
real.
his audition.
Yeah, yeah.
Interstellar's
Speaking of
what like nailed the job, but then like, can you do Oppenheimer with no CGI?
Yep.
Just so we can really tell. We don't want you to do another space movie because then it's too obvious.
Right.
So do this historical
Yep.
one.
And then
What-
and then direct the fake moon landing of 2024.
While we're on this like random tangent, real quick. So, did the U.S. government come out and say aliens exist and nobody cares? Because
Oh, we're talking the UFO thing that just happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not that the United States government said aliens exist. What happened was Congress found 3 individuals who are considered whistleblowers, had a hearing, brought them to the hearing, and then asked questions about UFOs and little green men. These 3 individuals said, yes, UFOs exist. There has been a decades-long program that is run by a portion of the U.S. government that is not affiliated with the U.S. government. That part
Men in-
I
the Men
might
in
be
Black.
saying wrong, and I'm confused. But essentially what they are saying is, yes, there are UFOs, not man-made objects that have crashed into the planet, and there are organisms, is what they said,
Yeah, it was
that
very
are
vague.
not from this planet. That doesn't mean green
They said
humanoid
non-
figures.
They said non-human.
correct.
non-
Non-human
which
Which could be a
organisms.
deer.
Right, which could be a cow.
Technically.
Or it could be a little amoeba.
Right, it
from
could be like
Mars.
it could be bacteria.
And the key thing here, though, during these hearings, no actual evidence, video, audio, paper, picture, whatever you want. Nothing was actually given. It was 3 individuals saying things.
Yeah.
And then the world kind of was like, oh, we're talking about aliens, but it's a hearing.
It's not really. It's
Is
not
it really? I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Under
like-
oath doesn't
yeah.
mean anything.
and they also weren't current government employees.
Yeah, they were
correct.
former.
That's the other big thing, too. Is
And contractors. They were contractors. It sounded like just basically
30
Congress
seconds of fame.
gave crazies a chance to witness in front of them.
honestly, it sounded like somebody in Congress wanted to like kick up the C-SPAN viewership that day.
Maybe.
So they were like,
Yeah.
let's have a hearing.
Oh yeah. People are some of the better conspiracy theorists are the government. You know, this is coming out now to distract us from the rent being too high, inflation basically.
Yeah.
And then other people, the next level is they're setting this up so they can stage or fake an alien invasion to control us. The world is an interesting place.
I mean,
Nothing can distract me from rent prices.
yeah, exactly.
Hold on, alien trying to kill me. I got to deal with my rent.
Yeah.
I think the best thing that I saw was, oh, you're saying there's a potential alien invasion coming to destroy the planet. And then it cuts to, we're already doing that. It's like,
Yeah.
The aliens
That
come
ain't
and they're
that
like,
scary.
they're
Yeah, like
already
record
done.
high
We just need to wait it
temperatures.
out a couple more years and we'll be good to go.
The aliens are coming from inside the house. You know, the call is
Ooh.
coming from
Oh,
inside
yeah.
the house.
Yeah.
like Predator.
That's alien.
Oh right. Shit. Fuck. I'm thinking of Alien versus Predator, so
That
there
movie
was a
freaked me out.
crossover.
Which one? Alien versus
Alien
Predator?
vs. Predator?
The end when an alien pops out of a predator at
No,
the
just
end?
the whole movie. It was
Oh.
scary to me.
It was?
We saw it in Canada. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, that is scary.
And,
Yeah, that's
and
I thought it was Florida.
no, we saw Daredevil
Same
in
thing.
Florida.
Same thing.
Oh.
And
In theaters, you're saying, right?
Yeah, we saw
Oh,
both
okay.
those in theaters.
Cool.
And I was scared from Alien vs. Predator. I didn't sleep that night.
Do you like the Prometheus movies?
I never
do.
saw the second one. I only
Oh,
saw the
that
first
one's
one.
really freaky. You should
Yeah,
watch
I
that.
like
Alien
I like
Covenant.
that. I like
Alien
both of
Covenant,
them.
right?
Alien
Yeah, I've heard
you
it's
should.
good.
You should. It's like
The
that
giant,
will keep you up.
the giant humanoids, like the 10 feet.
Engineers.
yeah, the
Engineers. Yeah, so good.
Yeah, I remember
That's
the
a
first
great
one
movie.
was like, okay, Prometheus.
No, I thought it was really good.
Prometheus
It was okay.
or Alien
Prometheus
Covenant?
was okay.
Yeah, Prometheus was okay.
I
yeah.
saw it in
Prometheus.
3D, and the 3D at that theater was bad, and so it was like just split. Like it was
Oof.
like watching two images
Oh,
at once.
yeah.
Wait, real quick, is 3D still a thing in theaters?
It was. I mean, it came back for Avatar.
I saw
right? Way
Guardians of
Water.
the Galaxy in 3D.
Yeah. So it's kind of but it's trickling out again.
Thank God.
I think it's only going to come up for Avatars.
Avatar 2.
Avatar 3.
Avatar 3.
Hey, Arjuna, what's your one word impression?
Yeah, I was gonna say we should
My
probably get
one,
back
thank you,
into
Michael.
that.
Thank you, Michael, for asking. My one word impression is linger.
Like basically what that conversation about the UFOs that we just had was.
Kind of. Okay. But I'm going to say linger because the movie like sat with me for a while, like quite a few days and weeks after. Really lingered. And especially like this summer, there's been so many movies coming out. It almost feels like you're seeing a new movie every day, every 2 days. You like see the movie, you like it, and then you just kind of forget about it and move on with your life. This was like one of those rare movies where it kind of felt like I was a kid again, where it's like you went to see a movie and it just sat with you for a long time. And you're like thinking about the movie and you're like replaying the scenes in your mind. So yeah, my one word impression is linger because Oppenheimer, first Nolan movie in a while too. That's really like lingered for me.
Did you not watch Tenet?
Yeah, I was
did.
gonna say.
I moved on from that very quickly.
I will say because of Oppenheimer and because the main star from Tenet,
Oh, John David Washington.
because he's going to be in that movie,
The creator.
The Creator, I may go back and watch Tenet.
You should. It's so good.
But then, like, I tried that with episode 8, and I couldn't get past the first 5 minutes. I think that's what's going to happen.
Oh,
Well, you should get past the first 5 minutes.
Okay, real quick. Episode 8, the stupid Hux and Poe thing, it just ruins the whole thing.
That's so Star Wars.
Is it though?
Yes.
I can't tell anymore.
Yes, it
I
is.
can't tell anymore.
Go watch. The original trilogy is filled with like so many of those like types
Han
of clips
in
and
the
stuff.
prison when they're
Yeah,
breaking
but
out
that's
Leia,
not
and he's
how
like,
the movie-
Everything's fine here.
That's
Literally
not how the
all
movie
of Han
starts,
Solo.
though. That's halfway through the movie.
Oh my gosh! So you're just finding ways
You're just
to
nitpicking.
be
1,000%.
You're
Yes.
nitpicking.
You're
here.
the detective who finds the perpetrator before the clues
Yes.
and makes them fit to his idea.
Right. Isn't that what a detective's supposed to do?
No.
No,
Isn't that how corruption works?
This is
Yes.
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 That
So
is-
then, am I wrong?
Yes.
yes.
All right. Speaking of things that are wrong, Arjuna's DVD chapter listing.
Oh no.
Great
There's
segue,
one
right?
of
Great
those?
segue. I always say it's wrong because it's long.
It's not that long.
It's pretty
Oh,
long.
considering the movie,
It's actually
not
pretty
too
short,
bad.
considerably.
Is it?
Considering, yeah.
I guess it is. But Arjuna's DVD chapter listing, as always, Christian is going to do this in a really amazing, stylized voice. And I think we all know what voice that should be based on Christian's outfit for this podcast. If you're listening to the audio podcast, he is wearing a black hat. He was trying to go for the Oppenheimer look, but instead he went for the Heisenberg look from Breaking Bad. So therefore, he's going to be Walter White, specifically when he says, "You're damn right," like that nitty gritty.
Goddamn right.
Yeah, that's how you're gonna say. That's how you're gonna do this.
Okay.
Wanna cook
That's
some
actually-
meth?
Yeah. Yeah.
Get nuts. Let's get
I
nuts.
am the danger. All right. June's DVD chapter listing for Oppenheimer. An apple a day keeps the scientist away. Professor Scarecrow. Religious foreplay. Do you want to build a big bomb? I need to tell you about the Manhattan Initiative. Sheriff Scarecrow. Don't forget about the flash forwards with Mr. Cloning Man. You get a bomb. You get a bomb. And if you look under your seats, you all have bombs. Oh, God. My one-word impression. Boom. PTS stress. Uncut water bombs. Get this pussy out of my sight. I can't believe they revived Einstein for this movie. Iron Man is a dick. But Han Solo has the last laugh. Old people, they win awards too. Depressed Einstein. The end.
The end.
That
It was good. It was a good voice. It was it was not close, but it was good.
It was not close.
I mean, you made it your own.
these are somehow getting harder to do. I don't know.
That's because we've kind of gone through, like, when you do like 200 plus of these, you kind of start running out of voices.
We haven't done the
Yeah.
DVD chapter list.
No, but like we've done probably
Good
well over 100 of them
Yeah.
at this point. A couple of questions, Arjuna.
Sure. Cloning Man?
Yeah, Mr. Yeah, don't. Yeah.
Okay, so in the hearing, the lead guy who's listening to it is that guy from The Sixth Day, the Arnold Schwarzenegger
Oh,
movie.
yeah,
yeah,
Drucker.
So he's
Yeah,
that cloning
Drucker.
guy. So I called him Mr. Cloning
Okay.
Man.
Deep cut, like
That's
it.
hilarious,
PTS stress.
Is that post-traumatic stress?
Because he's just, Killian's, Oppenheimer's like really stressed after
Sure.
the thing. They have the big stage thing where they do the stomping.
And
he
then
sees-
people's
he
faces
sees
melt.
people's face melting.
Yeah, that do it.
Lots of stress.
And then uncut water bombs.
Okay, so Benny Safdie plays Teller,
Mm-hmm.
who is the scientist who creates the hydrogen bomb. And Benny Safdie was
Right.
also one of the directors of Uncut Gems.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, okay.
Another deep.
And then I call it water bombs because hydrogen, people think H2O, hydrogen.
No.
Okay.
H2O is water. Hydrogen's its own.
Yeah, but hydrogen's part of...
Sure, but hydrogen's
Hydrogen's
part
a
of a lot of
molecule.
things.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Also,
I
Arjuna.
mean, water
don't-
is 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen.
Yeah. Also, hydrogen is its own thing. Don't make hydrogen
No,
or just
but
water. That's
Arjuna's right.
insulting. for
Like,
hydrogen.
water is 66% hydrogen.
Yeah.
Which is the majority.
Sure, but hydrogen's
Whoa.
also just hydrogen. Listen, if hydrogen was a person, it would be pissed that you're assuming.
Good thing hydrogen isn't a person.
Lumping
How
it
do you
in.
know?
Oh, boy. Cut the pod.
I want to talk to you guys about my theory about the elements and being people.
Christian didn't do it, and I didn't write it, but do you want to build a big bomb? It's like, do you want to build a snowman?
No, I definitely got that. Yeah. It's a little fucked
Wait, did
up.
I miss that one?
No, I didn't write it. I didn't write to sing it or say it like the Frozen line.
Oh, I don't know that.
Was,
I didn't watch that.
That was the.
You've never seen Frozen?
He's lucky.
Wow,
Good for
even
you.
I've seen Frozen.
I'm envious of you.
But Frozen is such a great film.
Yeah. It's a great growing up tale for anybody.
Yeah, it's all right.
It was
I've heard
maybe-
it was good,
It was great.
but I
Don't listen
didn't.
to
I still
Arjuna.
have no desire to see it.
Well,
So
when you inevitably visit, we will have Frozen on.
All right, so Frozen
So,
for Krishna,
don't visit.
Guardians and Mad Max for you.
What movie have you?
I feel like I'm
refused to-
winning.
You've watched everything, I guess, right?
I don't really refuse movies. I still get I need to watch Blackberry still, but
Oh, I mean, but yeah,
haven't had
that
a
you'll
chan-
have.
I haven't
great
had a
time.
chance to watch it.
Actually, I'd rewatch that. That's a good film.
So how's my DVD chapter list?
I mean, I feel like we've talked a lot of Oppenheimer here. Let's actually make everyone feel uncomfortable.
Oh, okay.
The sex
No
scene
way.
in
What
That,
do you mean
Oppenheimer.
uncomfortable?
So
Now
this
I'm-
is the this is the first time Nolan has done a sex scene.
Well, that explicitly.
Yeah, that
This is
explicitly.
his first. No, this is not his first rated R movie.
No, Memento is Radar, and a couple other ones were too. But this was his first explicit sex scene. Florence Pugh getting super topless and showing her bottom.
super topless.
Super topless.
Not just topless.
Super topless. And a lot of news sites kind of use that as like clickbaity titles and blah, blah, blah. But once the movie came out, there was a small group of individuals in the Hindu community
Ah, yes.
that got very upset.
Religious foreplay, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Arjuna's title or DVD chapter listing, religious foreplay, where during one of their sex scenes, you have Oppenheimer reading from the Bhagavad Gita, talking
Quoting,
about
yeah.
it's Vishnu, correct? Which I was asking Dad about that because he knows a lot about.
Or wasn't it Shiva?
Or is it Shiva?
Or Vishnu?
I thought
Well,
it was
if it's-
Vishnu.
If it's from the Bhagavad Gita,
Mm-hmm.
then that's the conversation between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. So
I don't think it was the Bhagavad Gita.
It is
Yeah.
the Bhagavad Gita.
Oh.
Yeah.
if it's because that's the Bhagavad Gita, that whole book is the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna.
It's
Right.
actually, I Googled it.
Oh,
It's
thank God.
actually from the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, Bhagavad Gita.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're just putting your white
He's white
pronunciation.
explaining it to us.
Thank you, Larry, for explaining to us religious text that we have read that went in one ear and clearly out the other.
It was a long time ago, to be fair.
And we also our parents made us like do bump reading for it.
It was bump reading, and if you guys remember correctly, the version that Mom and Dad had was like really old.
yeah.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
Like was falling
was like-
apart, and that was 20 years ago.
It was like the spine was taped.
yeah, it was nuts.
It was
And
like
the tape was
it was
yellowed.
Like this big.
Yeah.
So I bring this up because a lot of people were kind of like, "What the hell? Why are we having a sex scene?" and then talking about religious text. And what's interesting with the line that Oppenheimer says in the film is he does say that line in real life years later during an interview, where he's kind of I think is an interview from the late 50s or maybe early 60s, where they're asking about like his thoughts and everything, and it's been a decade or whatever since the bomb went off and history, and he brings up that line then and there. I'm not sure, and I would assume that was not actually said in real life. Again,
Unless he wrote down that sex scene in his like personal like notes or something.
I'd
where it's
not-
like,
I mean,
yeah,
I haven't
it
read
could
the
happen.
book, but actually, who said it was Krishna. Krishna says it to Arjuna in the
Oh,
Bhagavad Gita.
well, there you go. When did you guys say this to each other?
true.
Do you guys remember
Yeah.
this?
No.
Yeah, I do. I
If our listeners don't remember, this is Arjuna and that is Krishna.
Christian, you're looking less blue these days.
we can get away with saying that, I guess. But still,
Finally, something we can make fun of and not be
Yeah.
canceled over.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Who the fuck knows?
They
Yeah.
were.
They were super canceled.
So I think going back to your like discussion of the sex scenes, I think the other big one people are really discussing is during the hearing thing.
Oh right.
They
yeah.
they have the shot where Cillian Murphy
Is naked.
is naked, and then Florence Pugh is like sitting on top of him,
and glaring at Emily Blunt.
yeah. And then they have like everybody kind of there, and obviously it's in his mind and everything.
Sure. No, that
But
really happened.
they had to shoot that scene with people there,
Right.
and stuff. So that one was definitely the most for me awkward, because I can't imagine like how that would like a lot of like intimate sex scenes within movies are normally private, or like you can really thin out the production so it's not like tons of people watching you. This one was obviously very intentionally being like, you are like front and center on stage in the light, people are watching you type of thing.
Yeah, they had to light that.
Well, they have to light everything.
Yeah, exactly. They have to like put a light, like the whole thing. I mean, are we sure though that it was? Well, I guess because he doesn't do effects, right? So it's not like he shot that against a green screen and then cropped them.
No,
in or something.
I imagine like Christopher Nolan's the type of director. He's like, I want to make this the genuine emotion. So he's like, I want Cillian to be uncomfortable in this scene,
right?
So
I'm gonna make you uncomfortable.
I doubt they actually had sex though.
no, right.
It's Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, you're right. No special effects.
Special effects. Duh.
But it's still awkward, obviously, to have like
Yeah.
you're there naked.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, and you're not probably fully naked. Like you're probably like wearing a little bit to cover up your parts and whatnot. But
I think they usually have a skin colored cloth.
yeah, they normally do
they
like
lay
a
over
yeah.
your part.
There's actually a story. This reminds me of a story from Parks and Rec. If you guys remember in the first season or the second season, Chris Pratt plays Andy, and there's a scene where he's like naked,
Sure.
right? And I think Leslie and what's Anne, like both see him kind of naked, and so like he's supposed to have the sock thing on, but for the shot that they ended up using was they weren't getting the reaction they wanted, so he took it off. And like actually exposed himself, which was when they did the interview like 10 years ago or whatever it was like, haha, that's funny. But then people kind of resurfaced that when everyone's going against Chris Pratt and being like, he's a creep.
I mean, we said this off camera, but everyone in Hollywood is a creep.
Yeah.
It's the whole point of Hollywood, I think.
Even us?
We're not in Hollywood.
Are we creepy?
No. Maybe. Probably. I don't know, actually. I don't know. It's all perspective and cutting things and adjusting and editing.
Speaking of creeps, what did you guys think of the actual explosion?
Wow, that's a segue. I was actually gonna, because we were talking about the sex scenes and Florence and everything and Emily Blunt. I was actually gonna ask the opinion of like how Christopher Nolan handles female characters.
Yeah,
I think we should go there, and then we'll get to explosions.
Oh, right, that makes more sense.
Do you think this is a fair movie to do that in, since it's a biography and something he's beholden to characters that existed too?
I mean, I would
Also the time period too.
sure. I guess it's a tricky one because I feel like he could have done a better job of showcasing these characters, like Oppenheimer's wife and other female leads, and I don't know, they just felt more side character-y.
I think now, like I think you can look at like Nolan's full filmography to kind of talk about it, and I think like he obviously writes the majority of his scripts, right?
Sure.
Like he is the solo credited writer.
Him and his brother.
No, Jonathan Nolan hasn't worked with him in the last 3 movies.
Are they fighting?
No, I think he was doing Westworld, and then he's been doing.
Awkward.
He did another show that wasn't well received.
Wait, what was that?
The show?
Yeah.
It was a network. It was like on CBS or something.
Oh well, there you go.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Well,
It wasn't like.
But anyway,
Jonathan's not as strong.
Anyway, Christopher Nolan writes his own stuff.
Yeah, and I think like his perspective is that of like
A white male.
a guy,
Sure.
right? So I think it's tough. It's like I think it's tough for a lot of writers, right, to discuss and write in perspective that's not your own. And I guess I'm happy that maybe happy is the wrong word, but he's never tried to force like I'm gonna write a movie with a female lead. Like that's gonna be he hasn't tried to do that. But I do think like in this movie. And in a lot of his movies, his female characters do feel very one note, right?
Yeah.
There's There's not layers to them. There doesn't feel like there's a lot to them. Even like Florence Pugh's character, Jean Tatlock, like she was in 4 scenes.
Yeah, the first time we see her at the house.
Yeah, and
they have
I guess,
sex,
and maybe
then-
this is a marketing thing too,
Sure.
but it did feel like the relationships with some of the women in Oppenheimer's life were going to play a bigger role in the
Yeah.
movie, and it didn't happen that way. And again, maybe that is marketing and trailers, and But when I saw the movie, I was like, oh, I've seen basically most of these scenes in the trailer.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting, and that doesn't seem to entirely obviously fall on Nolan. That obviously falls on Universal and how the movie was kind of.
I mean, for a movie already being 3 hours, though, I feel like you could have done a little bit more with like Florence and Emily Blunt's characters. Again, like
With Kitty and
like
Jean.
Jean was his wife, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think she's only in 8 scenes.
She's not.
I
in a
guess-
lot.
Yeah.
I
And
guess
feel
I
like
would.
that would have been important to him as a person and what he's doing. Also, even with his kids too, because you don't decide to be a father, a husband, or whatever, and then also throw out the idea of making a weapon of mass destruction. And I feel like the family stuff would affect your opinion and ideas and what you're doing, because again, Oppenheimer's creating this bomb and he's giving the world, if you will,
Yeah.
the technology to make bigger and better bombs, if you will. And then your children are inheriting what
These worlds.
this world.
this
Like,
thing. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the film didn't do a great job in terms of Oppenheimer's home life and
Right.
the impact of what he's doing at work that will affect, future generations.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Nolan made the decision that wasn't as important in
Sure.
this.
Well, it also highlights possibly what Oppenheimer viewed
important
his
to him.
family.
That's
and
also true.
Yeah.
That maybe because it was tied tightly to the biography
Right.
that he read, and I think it was used to highlight how unimportant these people were to him.
Right.
Which, I guess is why we all like that sucks, because
Mm.
Oppenheimer sucked.
Yeah, he sucked.
Yeah, he wasn't the greatest.
Well, I mean, he was. Because they put and made an American bomb first.
I mean, in one way, Ravi's absolutely right,
I mean,
and then
that,
in another way,
yeah.
Arjuna is absolutely right.
Well, but again, like the movie does a decent job of kind of highlighting the fact of if America didn't do it first, Nazi Germany was going to do it.
Or
If
that's what
they
we
didn't
believe.
drop the bomb in Japan, they would have had to invade it with ground troops, and possibly more people would have died.
Yeah,
Like they
I
do
mean,
present these.
It is an interesting moral conundrum.
It's a
right?
stupidly.
It's like,
it's insane. Like
yeah, I mean, it's like-
yeah, it's intense.
It's like when we grew up and we had our cookie jar.
I'm still
right?
growing up.
And the cookie jar at home, and there's like one cookie left, and you're like, well, Christian's gonna take that last cookie, so I'm gonna take the last cookie first before he takes it.
I wouldn't
Exactly
have used
the same.
that analogy, but it makes sense. It
But
does make
that's-
sense. Yeah.
That's what they believed.
Right.
And I think
What- but
that's
what's the
part
truth,
of the
right?
movie was trying
Yeah.
to show was like all of this was sort of just backroom.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're going to have a bomb first.
Yeah,
Right.
and then that's the thing. That's the stuff that's post the explosion, right? Where
Right.
Oppenheimer's and arguing we don't need to continue, right? We have this thing, and they're like, no, we got to keep going. Like other countries are going to build more, so we need to build
Russia.
more. And that's where like the hydrogen bomb comes into play, obviously historically later, and everything else. So it's fascinating. And he gets called, Truman calls him a pussy, and
Yeah, because of his morality was showing.
yeah, right.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. The question is, did Oppenheimer light the spark that lit the fire that started the
Sparked the rebellion.
sparked the rebellion, or would it have happened anyway?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question.
Yeah.
Probably would have happened inevitably. It just maybe would have been delayed.
Do you feel like the movie came to an answer?
No, I don't think the movie necessarily tackled with that question of like,
Would it have happened?
would it have happened?
Right.
I think the question was just,
Here's the guy who did it.
yeah. Well, not even like here's the guy who did it. It was just like, this is step one to like the end, I guess, because that's how the movie ends, right? They're like, we have destroyed the world. We've kind of opened this box, and now there's no going back, type of thing.
Yeah.
At least that's what they believed.
Sure. I mean, people still believe that we are. There's the minutes to midnight.
Yeah.
Right. The idea of
Doomsday Clock.
doomsday clock and when we'll all launch our nukes at each other.
Yeah,
and
right.
bye-bye.
Right. Think of it like we have
Sure.
all these nukes across all these countries, and the idea is like
Isn't there something like 10,000 nukes?
I have no idea.
Something insane. Like there's a ridiculous.
I'm
amount of
not a
nuclear-
nuke enthusiast, so I
Oh,
don't
really?
know the exact numbers of which countries have what.
That shocks me.
Yeah, of all the hobbies that you could have, I
the
assumed you or Juno would have been like, I know everything about.
I
nukes.
track them too. I'm like, oh man, they're moving some nukes today.
moving some nukes today. Yeah, it's just a guy in a briefcase and he goes
Judas
on,
like, oh,
commercial break.
plutonium's on the move.
Right, but I mean, the thinking is we all have these, so like no one will shoot them, and I guess so far that's remained true. But
That's, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
that we're aware of.
Estimated 12,502
Jesus.
nuclear warheads.
That's it.
Ooh.
That's great. That's
so many.
well,
How
We're
many-
still
how many
under
would
a
destroy the
million.
world? 5?
Hooray!
It depends on the size.
Yeah,
I guess so.
because those 12,000 are all
Yeah.
various sizes and
Yeah.
shapes.
I think they said 5 of the biggest ones. It only takes 5 of the biggest ones
Yeah,
to end the world.
yeah. All you have to do is really fuck up the atmosphere enough, and you're good.
Yeah,
That's it.
fair.
Yeah, we're well on our way to doing it in other ways. You know, like we don't need nukes at this point.
Yeah, we
We
just
just
need
gotta-
celebrities.
Just
with
keep
private
doing what we're
jets.
doing.
That's it.
So
We just need politicians, celebrities, anyone who can really afford it.
Influencers.
Give them private jets, have them travel around enough, and we'll fuck up the.
That's a great time to
environment.
talk about Was It Good's new sponsorship. Fly away on your private jet that we will be podcasting exclusively from in the coming weeks and years and months.
oh man.
Explosions
Yeah, now this is the time we get into the actual visual component.
and audio.
Yes,
Mm,
yes.
the
Who-
audio.
Who jumped?
I did.
I jumped.
I told Ravi this after the movie, but the first sound wave that hit me, I did legitimately think I was having like a heart attack or something.
Wait, really? I mean, not to laugh, but like, really?
Yeah, I told you that. I was like,
Oh man.
it hit me like right here, and I was like, I couldn't.
You
like,
were
move
you're a
for
little
second.
breathless.
Yeah, I
It
was
took
like,
your
knocked
breath
the wind
away?
out
I
of you.
did. I was like, I think
Damn.
I'm dead,
Wow.
but I didn't die. That's why I'm here.
I jumped, but yeah, it was great. It was really well done. Seeing the visual and then having the sound wave come like a 60 second. It felt like at least
About a minute afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
and that's
more.
because remember, light is faster
sound.
than sound.
Correct.
Maybe.
They did a good job of showing that.
That's my conspiracy.
You-
Sound is faster than light.
Here, we can prove it right now if you'd like. Let me slap you in the face.
Okay, let's do it.
And Larry, you tell me what you hear or see.
Yeah,
first,
I'll
the
tell
slap
you.
or the
I'll tell you
slap.
if I see it or hear it first.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard it first.
I heard it first.
You heard it here first on Was It Good?
The slap.
I always hear of a thunder before seeing the lightning.
And then you play that song, Thunder by
Imagine Dragons.
Imagine
Oh,
Dragons.
God.
I was thinking
Oh.
Garth Brooks.
Okay, boomer.
Oh, you made Michael cry.
Guess whose mic is muted the rest of the
Oh shit.
Who has the power?
Let's get into rankings here of Christopher
Ooh.
Nolan films. You're not allowed to put Tenet on your list
Why not?
because it's considered the worst one by my standards. And
Are we just doing the? We shouldn't do all of them. We should just do like our top 5.
Yeah. No, please don't do all of the Christopher
All
Nolan
right,
films.
let me pull it up. Let me pull up the list.
Insomnia #1 for me.
I would say, how about we do this? Your top 3.
Okay,
Top 3, because 5, I feels like.
and then
it's
I
too
guess
many.
where you would slot Oppenheimer if it's not on your top.
Yeah, if it's not in your top 3, like where do you put it? In the middle, the end, where? Christian, you're the eldest, so you will go first.
Oh man. Well, do you want me to start at 3, go to 1, or start at 1 and go to 3?
I think you should start at 2.
Go to 2, then 3, and then go back to 2 and switch it with 3, and then go to 1.
He has a lot of great movies. Number 1 is Interstellar. It's my favorite movie. Period. So it would be weird to put another movie at number 1 and
Sure.
say Interstellar is my favorite movie. So easy. That's I can take that off the board. For number 2, I think I'm gonna go Memento.
Ooh, wow, going old school here.
Yeah, I saw Memento in college shortly after Batman Begins came out because my roommate was like, "Oh, you like Batman Begins? You should watch this." And I was like, "Holy shit!"
Shout out to John Anthony.
Boom. Yes.
Boom.
Indeed. Actually, he's getting married this month, I think.
Boom.
So congratulations as well.
Wow.
For a terrible I'm just kidding.
What the fuck?
No, I'm joking. And then I think third, I'm gonna put Inception, I think.
Wow, no Dark Knight.
Oh wait, so you're going?
I thought about Dark Knight. I did.
No Prestige.
And then Prestige is like top 5 for sure, but I don't think it cracks my top 3. I think I'm gonna put in Dark Knight. I don't know. It's Dark Knight or it's Inception. I can't decide. It would be like 3A and 3B.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then where do you put this film?
It's probably in the top 10 because I don't think he has much more than top 10 10 movies,
Okay.
at least that I can think of. It's definitely in the bottom half, and it's not because of the movie itself. It's just more of biopics for me are less interesting than original ideas,
Interesting.
which is why Interstellar, Memento, and Inception, I think, are like
Superior films.
well, not superior, but the ones I
Yes,
enjoy.
Memento
more.
is a biopic.
Yes, Guy Pearce's day.
Well, it's
Documentary.
I think it's a short it's a novella written by his brother.
Yeah. Memento Mori or Ori. Yeah.
Memento
yeah.
Mori.
I think so. Yeah. So yeah, that would be my top 3.
Okay. Gino, where do you? Let's hear your rankings.
I mean, number one for me has to be The Prestige. Just personal favorite. Really love that movie a lot.
Nice. Wow.
Number 2, I would go. Oh, this is tough.
You guys don't
Yeah.
have these lists like predetermined. Mine's already pre-written.
It's because like for me, like 2, 3, and 4 are all razor close.
Oh, okay.
That's
That's fair.
and that's between The Dark Knight, Memento, and Inception.
What about Doodlebug?
The fuck is Doodlebug?
You never saw Doodlebug?
No.
I've never
Don't know
heard
what that
of it.
is.
It's a short he did in 1997.
That doesn't
Never
count.
saw that. Yeah.
The 90s
Well, we
weren't
did say
real.
movies.
Movies.
Yep. Movies.
Yeah. So I guess I would go Dark Knight 2 and
Or just Dark Knight.
yeah, The Dark Knight.
Yeah, I don't think there was a Dark Knight
Yeah.
2.
no,
It's
but
just the
as my number 2.
Oh,
I
see.
thought you like
All right.
The Dark
I was
Knight.
like, there's a Dark
No,
Knight
and
2?
two-
Dark Knight
number
Rises.
2 for me is Dark Knight. So 1 is Prestige, 2 is The Dark Knight, and I'm gonna go 3
Yeah.
Inception. I'll go Inception.
Oh wow.
And then
okay.
Memento's probably like 4 right there.
All right.
And then Oppenheimer, I'd probably put like at 6 or 7. I'd say.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So like right in the middle.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'd say so. Like I'd probably put like Interstellar above it. Maybe like Batman Begins, but that's it. So
That's a good listing.
Yeah.
Listicle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Mine's super simple. Batman: Dark Knight is number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Interstellar,
Oh,
and number 3 is Oppenheimer.
wow.
Wow.
And it's
Okay.
because they are 3 very kind of different films.
Yeah.
First one being a comic book movie turned somewhat serious.
Yeah.
Second one being the sci-fi fantasy, and then the third one being an actually interesting biopic. That made me depressed.
Yeah, that's fair.
And if I get depressed from a film, 10 out of 10.
You're gonna love Guardians 3.
No,
Yeah,
that's
it's true. It's
sad.
true.
So Matt Damon is in 2 of your movies, and Cillian Murphy is in 2 of your movies.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Those are your favorite Nolan collaborators.
Yes,
Ooh.
of all time. Except for Christian Bale, clearly, because he's number 1.
Ooh. Actually, yeah, he does. I mean, Michael Caine has got to be his number 1 because Michael Caine has been.
In a lot.
This is like the first movie in a while.
Was he in Dunkirk? And
I
Tenet?
don't know. I
He
don't.
wasn't
remember.
in Tenet.
Wait, yeah, he was.
Kane?
Kane?
Yeah, he was the old guy in the restaurant that was like tells him about the secret society called Tenet.
Well, remember, I've only seen it once, and I didn't pay much attention. So.
No wonder you don't like it.
I mean, it's because of what he said. Again, I don't know
Yeah,
how to
no.
separate the person from the
art
garbage
from
they
the
put out.
artist.
No, the garbage they put out. Because I've only seen Tenet once.
What about Oppenheimer though?
Oppenheimer I liked because it depressed me.
Where? I'm curious.
You're
like,
a complicated individual.
what's the what would round out your top 5? Like, what are your other?
So
top
after
5?
Oppenheimer, I would go with Inception.
Yeah.
And then I would go with I'd go Prestige.
Wow, no Memento in your top 5.
Memento, has anyone here watched Memento recently?
I think I watched it like 2 years ago again.
It's been a while.
I tried.
I've seen it a lot, but
I
it's been a while.
tried throwing it on like a couple weeks ago, just because put something. I wouldn't say it's aged poorly. It's just it is difficult to watch nowadays based on how we consume and how we're shown stories.
Yeah.
if that makes sense. It is very not that it's slow. It's just
It's a small movie, which is
Yeah.
not Nolan's movie. Like,
correct.
he
Yeah, it's
doesn't
just
make he hasn't
weird.
made a small movie in
Right.
almost 20
and
years.
it feels very film schooly.
Yeah.
And that makes it for me like that's difficult to watch. That's why I wouldn't put it like in the top 10.
It's definitely a movie of its time.
Yes. Yeah,
And
100%.
once you
The
know
90s.
what's going on,
Yeah, that
it's
takes
also
away-
a little less. It's kind of like
Yeah.
a game in that sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like
I
his
still
other
really like
movies
it,
like
though.
Prestige, once you know, it's still fun to
The
go back
Prestige
and
is great,
watch
yeah.
because you pick up on like other little things here
Right.
and there.
Same
But
with
the-
Inception.
Yeah, but with
And
Memento, it's like it's pretty. You know what's happening. You're like, okay, great.
But Guy Pearce is just so great.
I mean, he's great. His best role was Iron Man 3, but still,
Why?
That was a pretty good role.
it was a good role. It was just
I'm sure the
a
role
bad
was great,
movie.
but the movie. Oh god.
That's when the MCU started falling.
What?
No.
Yeah, right then and there.
I mean,
They
that
had
was a
some
bad movie.
They had some
but
bangers after Iron Man 3. Come
Iron
on.
Man 3 is not as bad as
I
don't think
rewatched
it's
it.
that
I've
recently.
heard if you watch it in the lens of a Christmas movie or a holiday movie, it's
oh, it's
actually
great. Yeah, yeah.
But I haven't gone back to rewatch it.
But if you also, here's a fun fact too. If you compare it to any Phase 5 project, it's a
probably
great film.
yeah,
Citizen Kane.
Far superior than things like Falcon and the
Ant-Man
Winter
Wasp.
Soldier.
No, that's Phase 4.
Oh, that's Phase 4. Yeah,
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Guardians 3, and Secret Invasion are the only Phase 5 projects we've had so far.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Wow.
1 for 3.
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, Guardians 3 is way better than Iron Man 3.
Is anyone really nervous about
Way
the
better.
Marvels
Not
No.
really, because
after seeing Secret Invasion?
mostly because if I do end up and that's an if. I don't know if I'm going to bother. I will go in and just not care. So how can I be hurt?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Sorry, didn't mean to depress us more.
No,
Bombs.
Ravi loves that.
Yeah. Wait,
Oh, yeah,
maybe
yeah.
I'll like
No,
the
you're-
movie
you're
then
welcome.
if it depresses me.
Yeah,
Ravi
that's
becomes a
true.
huge MCU fan again because he's like, everything here depresses me.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, it's just bad
Ravi's like,
storytelling,
I can-
bad acting, bad
Ravi's like, I
directing.
feel something finally.
I can feel
I
it.
fucking hate everything. It's great.
Oh,
All right, we unfortunately, because of the nature of this film, we will not be doing our infamous bold prediction section.
All right, my bold prediction: Oppenheimer 2,
The rise of AI.
bigger bombs.
How about this? Bold prediction: the theme of Christopher Nolan's next movie.
Ooh, that's actually a pretty good one. Yeah, because let's see, his last. So he had Dunkirk,
Tenet.
then Tenet, and then this. That's the last three. Dunkirk was like a
historical-
historical fiction, right?
I-
It was made
No,
up.
it's based on a real battle.
Sure, but like the characters and
characters
how
are-
things played out, that's the fiction part. Right.
Maybe I don't know for sure.
I don't know.
But
how
that
much
was
of
a-
it is
that was a
fiction,
World War
But
II.
yeah, it's not entire. I'm sure it's not entirely.
It's not a
true.
biopic, but it is not like
But it's historical and it's during a war.
World War
it's
II.
a historical drama. I guess. Is
Yeah,
how
I
you
guess
de-
you say. And then he
define
went
it?
with a sci-fi that made no sense.
yeah.
And then he did a biopic. So I'm gonna go with sci-fi. Next.
I'm
Ooh.
gonna go fantasy. He's gonna do
I'm
something.
gonna come out of left field with mine. But sorry, finish yours.
I was gonna say he's gonna do like a fantasy type of thing.
Like Lord of the Rings.
Well, not Lord of the Rings itself, but I think he's gonna want to like try something new.
Harry Potter.
He's going to do the next Bond.
Yeah, he has. But that's
Ooh.
that's.
He
actually
said he
the
wants
right
to
one.
do
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
and
that's the
it's,
right
it's
answer.
the rights are with Amazon now, and Bezos is gonna be like, I want to make a big splash. So
I mean, after his failure with Lord of the Rings.
Well, I'm going to come out of
Sure.
left
That was
field,
not a failure.
and I think James
Yeah,
Gunn is
critically,
going to
yes.
convince him to do a DC movie.
Ooh, I don't think it's gonna
I
happen.
don't think Gunn would want to work with Nolan.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think that
just
would.
a-
Their egos are too big.
Yeah.
They would
It's going to
clash.
happen. That's why
Yeah.
it's a bold prediction.
I mean, sure, but he's also said multiple times. Well, he's not said it. He's also just been like. There was this one like speed round interview that he did during the press tour for this, where they asked the question of like, would you do another comic book movie? And he just said,
He said no.
pass. No, he said pass.
Yeah,
So he's kept the door open again, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
that's why
He
it's
does a
bold.
fourth
left
Batman.
field.
Well, I guess the other question with the Bond thing too is he left Warner obviously after the whole Tenet thing, and this is his first movie with Universal. Like, does he
Oh.
have a first right look with Universal where he has to produce his next X amount of films or whatever with Universal, which I guess could prevent him from doing Bond
Mm-hmm.
if it's now an
No
Amazon
idea.
thing. So I guess that's
Yeah.
a question.
Yeah,
I wasn't
no
there.
idea.
You
Yeah, I'm not his agent
see.
yet.
Yet is the key.
Yes. I could see.
I can
Christopher
represent you.
Nolan hiring
I'll get you the
Krishna.
deal you deserve.
Krishna saw him once at a pizza place in Hollywood.
Coming out of Blaze Pizza with his family.
For real?
Yeah, I was walking through Hollywood.
Oh.
No idea why. And it was during the daytime. It was probably like Saturday at like around lunch. And yeah, he was just walking out with his kids, his 2 kids, and his wife from a Blaze Pizza. I was like, a man of taste.
When Blaze Pizza, I mean, actually, I don't know. I haven't gone like years, but it was good.
Yeah, same.
Like you could just
not
load
bad.
it up with as much crap as humanly possible,
Yeah.
and then when they cook it and half the meat was undercooked, you'd be like, well,
That's on me.
that's on me. I put too
I-
much
I
meat
did-
in there.
The
It's on
ratio
me.
is wrong because of me.
Yeah, that's on me.
I read that 3 toppings is the perfect amount of toppings for a pizza.
Agreed.
Yeah, that
You
makes
do
sense.
Agreed.
a meat and a
Veg-
acidic
veggie?
vegetable and another vegetable.
Sweet
to
vegetable?
Cut it off.
Also, like an onion and then like a green pepper or something.
Yeah, onion, green
Ooh.
peppers, and a meat
Chicken.
usually is pretty good. Mushroom, onion,
Veggie chicken
Mushrooms.
nuggets.
Do you guys want to order a pizza after this?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
hungry.
I'm getting so. I was gonna do Chinese tonight,
Oh, nice.
but maybe. No, I'll stick to Chinese. Yeah.
If you do, can you send us
Sesame
pictures?
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh, thank
If you
you.
want to be tortured.
No, actually, I don't. All right, let's ask that question, which is the name of the podcast. What? Krishna. Was Oppenheimer good?
Season 4.
Good. For the love of God, please don't let there be a season 4. We'd have bigger problems.
Yeah, it was really good. Really well made movie. Expect nothing less from Christopher Nolan at this point. The clearly like very ambitious. Like you look at that cast, you look at what they did, practically speaking. I don't know if this is true, but allegedly no special effects, no CGI. That's what I keep seeing. I don't know if that's actually
Yeah,
true.
he made an atomic bomb.
Well, he made a mini atomic bomb, but yeah, it was really good. It was really good. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again. That's not to say the movie wasn't good or anything like that. It's just my record for what rewatching biopics is low. Like you see it once, you're like, okay, I got it, and that's kind of it. So.
You'll wait for the video game adaptation.
Oh yeah, I'll wait for the Oppenheimer video.
You have 7 days to build a bomb.
Oh, God.
Whoa, okay.
Everyone that buys that
That
game is
sounds-
on a
that
watch
sounds
It's like
list.
it's
stressful.
Age of Empires meets bomb making.
Oh, for the love of God.
Oh god, yeah.
How many factories can you make? Can you gather enough resources? You have
Can
a
you
revolt
recruit all the
going
top
on in the
minds?
village. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you can make a Gaza game there.
Bombcraft. Oh,
Bombcraft. The Minecraft meets. Anyways, Arjuna, was Oppenheimer good?
Yes, it was. I liked it. Oh, fuck. I was trying to channel my inner Krishna. That's why I did that. Yes, it was.
Oh, my God.
And he normally he's very succinct.
That's true.
And he's like, yes, I liked it.
I liked it.
There's a-
Shit happened.
Yeah, like bombs and explosions. No, but I did like it. I was surprised. I was a little down on Nolan after Tenet and everything that happened around that. Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. 3 hours flew by for me. I do like biopics, however you want to say it. I don't know what the right way is to say it. and yeah, it was a good time. I will watch it again. I'm actually watching it.
Yeah,
again
aren't you going like next Saturday?
Yeah, in 6 days.
Yeah.
Why
Excited to see
you
it
going
again?
in theaters again?
Yeah, because I'm gonna see it now on 70mm IMAX.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
so I'm excited for that.
Are you you're excited to see it again?
Yeah, I am. I'm.
Are
actually
you
really
gonna load
excited.
up on snacks this time?
Yeah, for sure.
Not stale popcorn?
God, no, not that stale ass popcorn.
That shit sucked.
Yeah, Ravi and I. So that's what's fun. That's what's funny about it, right?
Mhm.
I had like these lower expectations. Ravi and I got popcorn for our movie, and it was like the most stale popcorn that like I tried to eat, and I was like, nope. So like I'm gonna be hungry, and you know I'm a little upset because I had this stale popcorn. I'm like, this is gonna be a bad movie experience, and the movie was like
The movie was great.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
It was nice. Pleasantly surprised. Ravi,
Mhm.
was Oppenheimer good?
It was great.
Oh,
Like I said, it depressed me, so therefore I liked it.
so by that logic, do you like Secret Invasion?
Oh no.
No.
That didn't
No.
depress me. That just made me angry.
Oh, that's
There's a
fair.
difference. But yeah, no, I'll definitely watch it again. I don't know if I'll go to a theater to watch it again. I'm curious to see if it'll have the same impact watching it at home.
Yeah.
Because at home, obviously, you can pause, you can be on your phone, you can do a billion other things and be distracted. I'm kind of curious if it will still have that kind of pull to kind of keep you engaged when you're at home. So I'll definitely try that out and test it and see. So, yeah.
Well, it's a Nolan movie, so it can never come to streaming.
I mean, in a perfect world, yeah, he would have a chain of Nolan theaters.
Yep.
Where you go to watch just Christopher Nolan films.
That's his deal with Universal.
I mean,
You can never release my movie on digital.
To be honest, that sounds pretty cool. I would probably get a membership to that theater.
it's like a random like
It's all his
Wednesday.
movies just playing.
yeah,
on
and it's
repeat.
like it's like you book the movie time, but you don't know what movie will be shown.
Ooh,
So
that's
it's like
fun.
it's like a roulette. You don't
Yeah.
know what Nolan
Oh no,
experience you're
Memento
gonna get.
again.
Actually,
Sounds great.
that's a good question. Of the Nolan movies you have seen, what is the worst Nolan movie?
Tenet.
All right, 10 for you.
I'm gonna say Tenet, but like Ravi, I need to rewatch it again.
That's fair.
Learman's sitting there being like, "Oh, you fuckers! When you watch it and realize it's great, I'll have the last laugh, you bastards."
Learman, what's your worst Nolan movie of the ones you've
Oppenheimer.
seen?
Oh wow, wow! This pod was painful for you then.
No. It's not a bad movie. It's just
Sure.
my
Your least-
least favorite Nolan
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Well, maybe Insomnia.
Insomnia is my least favorite.
slow,
Oh, I never saw that.
but it's good.
Good
It's
performances.
Yeah, it's-
Robin Williams is really great in that movie.
Robin Williams is really great. I don't know which one. I've seen Insomnia twice. I have only seen Oppenheimer once, so I don't know. That's a good.
I would
question.
say Insomnia for me, but it also just feels the least Nolan-y movie because he didn't write that script. Like that's like one of his only movies that he didn't write the script or was not part of the screenplay at all, and it kind of comes across. It just feels like very standard. If that makes sense. Like, if I didn't know if I was a Christopher Nolan movie going, I would have been like, oh, I didn't know he directed this.
There's no like Nolan factor, if you will.
Yeah, you don't have that Nolan kind of, and I mean, it was also early in his career, right? Like that was his first, that was his movie after Memento. So I wouldn't say he had like a distinguished style necessarily.
And plus, I would imagine he didn't have the necessary like pull to be like, "This is what we're doing,"
yeah.
and that's that.
Insomnia didn't have the conversation transition that takes place in different times and locations, but it's the same. It's the same conversation.
It might have had one of those, but I can't remember.
Shit.
Well, there you go.
Well, then it was a Nolan film.
Every magic trick has 3 parts.
Oh, great.
And with that, that's gonna do it for us here on the Was It
Wait,
Good
no, we
podcast.
only need 7 more minutes.
No, we don't.
Oh, right. I guess we're exactly at 70.
Yeah, well, even if we're not exactly, I'm just going to roll out until it hits 70 and then cut.
There you go. That makes
Even if we're just sitting here. But anyway, thank you for tuning in, listening to the Was It Good podcast. We just reviewed Oppenheimer. You can find us on social media at Was It Good Pod, on TikTok and Instagram, on Twitter at Was It Good. Definitely check out our full podcast and cut downs on youtube.com/wasitgood and our website, wasitgood.info. Our next podcast is going to be the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Mutant Mayhem.
Mutant Mayhem animated film. So follow along. And now we're just going to sit here uncomfortably in silence to run out the clock to 70 minutes.
I think we need
Well,
like
why
another minute.
are we running out the
Shut
clock
up.
to 70 minutes?
Shut up.
Is it like a superstition?
It's because the movie, 70 millimeter was the format thing.
Yeah. We just have to sit here for like 30, 40 more minutes.
Yeah,
Seconds,
more
seconds.
minutes.
Yeah.
So you guys like
Let's just see